Hi, my name is Elizabeth Sipe Card. I go by Liz or Augie's mom or Sam's mom. I took on this video to show Augie's needs. Not everyone understands what he or I go through on a daily basis. Most deaf people have to ask for accommodations for them to communicate. A CLT, a cued language transliterator. Much like a sign language interpreter. I approached Mathnasium and asked if I could cue for my son. And that was okay because sometimes, actually most of the time, my son Augie has a tough time deciphering anyone other than me or the CLT who cues silently really fast. I knew he needed what is termed voice on, and rather than voice off. I know I will get criticized for not having the angle of the camera face on forward, but I wanted to look less confrontational for an interview setting. But usually the CLT faces the camera face on, so the cues are clearer. The problem with virtual CLTs and not enough in-person CLTs is that the Wi-Fi lags, and so the cues don't marry up with what is said in real time, and the cues are sometimes lagging too, and not everyone who is an oral speaker knows to wait for time to pass so the captions catch up, and the captions are not accurate, but the cues are, and you have to wait for the cued speech of the speaker. And there are mistakes. We are human. So taking the time to make sure the message is heard, it's like trying to play catch. How can you throw a ball at someone without a mitt or without their hands ready to catch what you need them to receive? They can do it. Do you have the patience and integrity to teach them? They may be deaf, but they are not dumb. So we need more hearing people, more oral speaking people to not discriminate against the use of cued speech. We need more cuers and cue readers. You can cue read and become a CLT to be a voice for those who are deaf, and if their voices are tired. So my hope is that these videos bring more awareness to taking the time to learn always different ways for communication and become a CLT or teacher of the deaf who's willing to use cued speech, not just ASL or just oral English or just oral Spanish. In the deaf world, it's kind of like SimCom. I'm cueing and speaking at the same time, and it's needed to move through the phases of language acquisition. So be patient with me and thank you for all you do. I hope to find someone who is willing to cue to my son in this way so that he can learn more spoken language languages and be more educated, not pushed aside to do less. So thank you for anyone out there who has helped me on our journey, and those who are ignorant what you can do for the future is teach your kids how to cue, so that anywhere my son goes in the future, if he needs someone to cue to him what is said, it will and can be done anywhere, anytime, any place. It's not perfect, but I don't see how he should be excluded. This would help him be included to do most activities, and aware of his environment and culture. So I think he will need this for life, and when I'm gone, he will look to you. So thank you. Learn to cue. Bye. Here is February 10th, 2025.
All right. How are we doing today?
How are we doing? Not bad.
Not bad. Interesting answer. Well, today's the question. I will ask the question of the day.
I will ask the question of the day,
Which is,
what
what questions should we ask
should we ask
for next month's
for next month's
questions of the day?
questions of the day? What should we ask?
What is your main goal?
What is your main goal?
What is your main goal?
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that?
I think especially
the
little ones may get
the little
confused
ones
by that
may
one.
get confused by that.
Do you want to get 50 cards, or do you want to have all the candy, or all the choices?
It's like a would you rather question.
Would you rather question?
Okay. Would you rather have 50
Would
cards
you rather have 50 cards
or
or
50 rewards?
50 rewards? Coupons.
Like the coupons from the cabinet?
Like the coupons from the cabinet?
Nice.
Nice.
What is your goal today?
What is your goal today?
7.
Awesome.
Awesome.
What are we working on
What
here?
are we working on here?
This.
Take it.
I'll take
I
that.
want to do it.
You want to do it?
You want to do it?
I want you to get done with
I
this
want
page,
you
and then
to-
I'll let you do it.
Get done with this page, then go on.
It's important.
It's fun. There you go.
May I have a sheet of paper?
Yes. Can you show me how you did number 8?
Can you show me how you did number 8?
I know this is correct,
This, yes. These terms are right.
These terms are right.
and I know this is correct because I just added feet. But I don't know whether if this should be adding feet to or multiplying by feet 2, which is 1 times 2, basically feet times feet.
As you were saying that out loud, you
As
said
you were saying that out loud, you said
V times V.
V times V.
That's what this is.
That's what this is.
Does that make sense?
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Times another
Times another
V.
V.
So 3.
Third power. You got it.
Third power.
Done.
Awesome.
You got it. Awesome.
Now, the
Now,
only other part is that
only
last
other
term.
part is that last term.
How do you know it's positive?
How do you know it's positive?
Because this negative v, if it had negative digit multiplied with another negative, it would switch back because from the inequalities, if you multiply by a negative with a negative, it flips the sign to the other way.
Nice.
So I find it that way.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice. So, are there any like terms that we can combine? Now it is correct now, by the way.
Terms. It is correct, by the way.
But you can clean it up a
But
bit
you
more.
can clean it up a bit more.
Well, this stays the same.
Yes.
Yes.
This, however, let me just get rid of all of this and change it to 1.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Pay attention to the signs.
Pay attention to the signs.
You've got it though.
You've got it.
You identified the correct ones
You
to combine.
identify the correct ones to combine.
May I have another pencil, please? I don't like this one. This one is fooling me.
It's fully.
I was using it all day. I don't know
I
what
was
happened.
using it all day. I don't know what happened.
Maybe it misses me.
Maybe it's whatever.
I don't like the erase.
You don't?
I do.
Oh, you do.
Oh,
Yeah,
you do.
I do
Yeah.
too.
I do too.
What happened to the exponent?
What happened to the exponent? What happened to the exponent?
If
Those are not. These are not the same
These are
thing.
not the same thing.
Lovely.
Lovely.
you saw nothing,
I saw nothing.
Saw nothing.
I don't know what you saw. I was just imagining. I went daydreaming, I guess. But yeah, v2 times v2 exponent 2.
Okay, I see what
Okay,
you
I see what
you were
you
thinking.
were thinking.
Because originally you
Because
had
originally you had
-5
negative 5
v squared
v
minus
squared minus
4v squared.
4v squared.
Are these terms
Are
joined
these
by multiplication
terms
like you have here?
joined by multiplication like
No.
you do
It's
here?
getting rid of the exponents.
Is it being
Is it
joined by
being
multiplication at all?
joined by multiplication at all?
Is this supposed to be a 9? Wait, no.
But for this
But-
part,
For this part,
Yes.
you had told me that the
Had
sign right
told
here,
me-
or the operation,
the operation
must be multiplication
must be multiplication
for this
for this
to hold,
to hold,
right?
right?
Now, in
Maybe
the
it's
example,
v,
it's not.
It's not.
v1,
No.
No.
v negative 4.
Don't need to explain it.
Do you want me to explain it?
Can I guess one more?
No.
No.
I don't like guessing.
I don't like guessing.
But I want to guess.
If you guess, I'll shrug.
If you guess, I'll shrug.
I'll just like, I don't know.
Well, that's
Shrug.
how the. Okay. No fun.
Sorry.
Sorry.
There are only so many options that
There are only so many options
for this.
for this.
Uh-huh.
Now,
Now,
if you have -5
if you
of
have
these,
-5 of these,
and you take away 4
and
more
you take away 4 more
of these same
of
things,
these same things,
how much of those
how
things
much of those things
Negative 5.
do you have?
do you have?
1.
Not one.
Not one.
If it was,
Negative 1.
If it was negative,
Negative 1.
I feel like you're gonna say 1,
I feel
-1,
like you're
9,
gonna
-9.
say 1, -1, -1, 9.
But I need one of those.
But I need one of those.
Negative 1.
Why?
Why?
Because it's negative.
What does that?
What does
Because
that?
it's still negative 5. Technically plus 4 is negative 1.
This doesn't say +4.
This doesn't say +4.
Okay,
If
but
it was minus
If it was
-4,
-4,
then
then
that would be +4.
that would be
but
+4.
it's literally saying negative 5 minus 4, basically adding 4 to the negative 5.
No, it's taking
No,
away
it's
4.
taking away 4.
Okay, well, if it's taking away 4, then it would be negative 9.
Yes, it is negative
Yes,
9.
it is negative 9.
Because it is indeed taking away 4.
Because it is taking away 4.
Does that make sense?
Does that make sense?
No.
If you owed me
you
$5
owed me $5,
Yes.
and then I don't know, you lose you lose $4.
You lose $4.
Well, then you'd be losing $9.
Exactly. That's the same
Exactly.
idea.
That's the same idea.
You don't owe me $5.
You don't owe me $5, by the way.
I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Use
You
that as
also
an
want
example.
$5.
Use that example.
Well, okay, so
Go
you
on,
said
Artie.
negative 9, right?
You said negative 9, right?
Of these things, what are these
Of
things
these
called?
Things. What are these things called?
The exponent 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have negative,
You have negative 9.
well, 4 less the
4
exponent
less
to,
the
for v
exponent
squared.
to, or v squared.
If it's 0.
No. Do you remember combining like
Do you
terms?
remember combining like terms?
The exponent 4.
Do you remember combining
Do you
like
remember
terms? The topic
combining like terms?
Yeah.
The topic
that you had worked on before?
that you worked on before.
If I'm going to use
If
the
I'm
same
gonna
kind of
use the
thinking
same kind of thinking
that you are
that
using
you
on this
are
question,
using on this question,
then I would
then I
conclude
would conclude
that 4x
that
minus
4x
7x.
minus
Negative 3x.
7x.
But how come these
But how
exponents
come
don't subtract?
These exponents don't subtract.
Because
And neither do
And
they subtract
Neither do they subtract.
in this case.
In this case,
so 2. Yay!
The only time the exponents
only
change
time the exponents change
is when you have
is when you have
variables being multiplied by each other.
variables multiplied by each other.
Yay! I finished.
New pen color.
New pen color.
Good job.
Good job.
Yeah, I was like, huh, how's that wrong? We just went over it. Oh, okay. Never mind.
I don't think you
I
finished this one.
don't think you finished.
Yeah, I did not.
Oh,
This
okay.
one.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
Okay,
My
my
bad.
bad.
Why are you
It's correct. It was,
It's
I was
correct.
just
I was
wondering
just
why the rest of it
wondering
wasn't
why
done.
the rest of it was not done.
But I think you were just
But I think
doing
you
it
were
so that
just
you're-
doing it so here.
Oh, now I found out my other answer.
I know.
Oops, 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 oops.
Oops. Oops. Oops.
I didn't check that.
I didn't check that correctly.
That's all. It was just the negative
That's
sign.
all. It was just the negative sign.
But the 8 is correct.
Yep.
Yep.
So
Did you check it?
Did you check it?
It's all done. Done, done, done.
I'm not going to go
I'm
through this
not
term by
going
term this
to
time.
go through this term by term this time.
I want you to check it. Are you okay?
I want you to check it.
No,
You
thanks.
okay?
Hmm.
Okay. Shh, be smart. Shh.
It is a small
is
fix
a
though.
small
So I do want to go
fix.
over it.
So I do want to
Is it
go
this?
over it.
You're supposed to check it.
You're supposed to check it
But I
This time.
did.
this time.
Oh.
Why?
Why?
Because this is positive. When a positive meets a negative, it flips places. So,
Where's the negative?
Where's the negative?
but this and this were positive.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
two positives are negative.
Two positives.
Two positives
Make a
Makes a
negative.
negative.
makes a negative.
So you're telling me 2 times 4, these are positives.
So 2 times 4, these are positive.
Yeah, positive.
Are you messing with me?
Are you messing with
No.
me?
No.
So do 2 positive multiply to a negative or positive? It can't be both.
2 multiply to negative or a positive. It can't be both.
Oh.
You said 2 positives make a
And a
negative.
multiplication.
In a mul-
In multiplication?
in multiplication,
Yeah.
2 positives make a negative.
So this, you're telling me this is a true statement? That's what you're saying though.
That's what you're saying.
Does that make sense
Does that make sense?
when I put it on paper?
When I put it on paper.
No.
So
So, 2.
actually, I'll go over integer
Actually,
multiplication
I
real
will
quick.
go over
I have to.
integer multiplication real quick.
If the 2 numbers are the
If
same
two
sign,
numbers are the same sign,
and you're multiplying or dividing
and
them,
you are multiplying or dividing them,
the answer
the answer
will be
will
positive.
be positive.
If the 2 numbers have different
the two-
signs,
Can you stop? If the 2 numbers have different signs,
Okay.
then the answer is negative.
then the answer is negative.
So if I had 4
So if I had 4
times 2,
times 2,
do these numbers have the
do
same
these
sign or different
numbers
signs?
have the same sign or different
Same sign.
signs?
So
It's 8.
it's 8.
Positive 8.
Mhm.
Not negative.
Not negative.
Not
Not
negative.
0.
Definitely not 0.
Definitely
Not
not
negative 100.
0.
I'd hope not.
I hope not.
Not negative infinitive. Infinity.
I don't think anything can actually
I
equal
don't think
negative
anything-
infinity.
Will
Because there's an equal sign here. Oh,
equal infinity.
Yeah. So 8.
how about 4 times
How
negative
about
2?
4 times
Negative 8.
negative 2?
How about negative 4
How
times
about
negative
negative
2?
4 times negative 2?
How about
How about
negative 4
Negative 4
divided by 2?
divided by 2.
2.
No.
What are
Negative
these? But why?
Why?
Well, first of all, 4 divided by 2 is 2. there's a negative involved.
Okay, if I did this, would the answer still be negative?
Would the answer still be negative?
Because there's a negative involved.
Because
If
there is
there's
a
two
negative
negatives.
involved.
If there's two negatives involved, then it'll change it to positive.
If it's
If
multiplication or
it's
division, right?
multiplication or division, right?
Now, if it's adding 4 and 2, that'll be 6. But 4 subtracting 2 is 2.
Okay, but if you switch the order,
Okay, but if
it,
you switch the order,
it does make a difference.
does make a
That's why I'm
difference.
purposely
That's why I'm purposefully
distinguishing
distinguishing between
integer multiplication and division
multiplication and division
versus
versus
addition and subtraction.
addition and subtraction.
Okay.
Do you have any questions about that?
Do you have any questions about that, or can you repeat what he just said? Okay.
No, you can't repeat.
you can't repeat it,
Or no, you
no,
have
you
no questions.
have no questions.
No, I don't have a question.
Oh, then you can repeat it.
Then you can repeat it.
No, I don't feel like it.
So what are the two differences? Augie, multiplication and division for integers is on one side, right? And
What?
addition and subtraction for integers are on the other side, right?
Multiplications and division are different when there's a negative, but it's the same sign if there's a positive. So 4 times 8 is 32. 3 times 6 is 18. Negative 4 times 3 is negative 12. Negative 4 times negative 3 is 12.
Nice.
And that works for
And
multiplication
that
and
works
division.
for multiplication and division.
Now, for addition and subtraction, it's very different.
It's different because
It's different because
addition and subtraction
addition
are
and
defined
subtraction are
differently.
defined differently.
They're
Like,
just moving along the
They're
number line.
just moving along on a number line.
So, like, if you do a small number subtracting a big number, would that mean a positive or would that mean a negative?
If the second number
the
is
second
bigger,
number is bigger.
it could
It
be
could be
positive or negative.
positive or negative.
Do you want me to give you an example?
Do you want me to give you an example?
Well, is 3 plus 2 5?
Yes.
Yes.
Is 2 plus 3 is 5?
Mhm.
Yes.
Is 2 minus 3 5?
No.
No.
Is 2 negative 3 negative 5?
2 plus negative 3 or 2 minus negative 3?
Minus
2 plus or 2 minus?
2 minus 3 is negative 5. Negative 1.
Negative 1, yeah.
Negative 1. Yeah.
How about if I had something like
How
this?
about if I had something like this?
The second number is
The
bigger,
second number is bigger,
or at least further away from 0.
or at least further away from 0.
Do you think the answer would be positive or
Do you
negative?
think the answer would be positive or negative?
Negative.
Why?
Why?
Because it would be negative 1.
No,
No,
it's positive 1?
It's positive 1.
Let's say I owe you
I owe you
3 cards.
3 cards.
Oh, 3 cards, yeah.
Yeah, I owe you 3 cards.
Yeah, I owe you 3 cards.
So now I don't have
so
any
now I don't have any
cards.
cards.
And I owe you negative 4 cards. I owe you 4.
Exactly. So then if you give me 4
so
cards,
if you give me 4 cards,
or I guess if someone else gives me,
or if someone else gives me 4 cards,
You
I
get
gain
1.
1.
I gain 1.
That's why this is
That's
positive
why
1.
this is positive 1.
Because negative 4 means I owe
negative
4.
4 means I owe 4.
But this subtraction
But this subtraction
But if you
means that
if you
the-
reverse the equation, it will be negative 1.
What do you mean by reverse?
What do you mean by reverse?
Like negative 4, subtract 3.
Subtract
be
positive
Subtract positive
3 or negative 3?
or negative 3.
This is what I heard.
Plus
This is what I heard.
plus not negative.
You said
You
minus.
said
I meant
minus.
positive.
I did take away
I
positive
did take
3.
away positive 3.
But you're adding 3.
Do you want me to show you
Do you want me to
Plus
show
6.
you
the difference
the
between
difference
these two?
between these two?
Yes, actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Because wait. Wouldn't you count this as a plus?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So then that would be negative 1.
Yes.
Yes.
Because you have 3, but you owe someone $4. You have $3, but you owe someone $4. So therefore you lost $1 extra dollar.
Still owe a
You
dollar.
still
yeah.
owe $1.
Mm-hmm.
You need
Yeah.
to owe someone $1.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You can also think of it as
You can also think of it as
removing
removing
what you owe.
what you owe.
Because the minus
Because
sign,
the
the subtraction
minus
symbol,
sign of the subtraction symbol
means
means
remove.
remove.
And the negative
and
sign
the negative sign
tells us what we owe,
tells
or that we owe
tells us that we owe
something.
something.
So if you take away what's
so you
owed,
take away what's owed,
then you gain.
then you gain.
Does that make sense?
Does that
I was a bit
Yes.
worried.
make sense? I was a bit
I understand.
worried.
Okay.
Okay.
So again, negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. But negative 3 minus parentheses negative 4 parentheses is 1.
Why?
Why?
Because you're adding, because there's 2 negatives next to each other. It's not negative 1, it's adding addition.
Why?
Why?
Because negative 3 plus 4 is 1.
But you said that
But you said that
Yes.
two negatives next to
two
each other.
negatives next to each other
Becomes
Make it a-
addition.
make it
Addition.
Yes.
addition.
Addition.
Why? Why,
Why?
specifically does
Why
that make it addition?
specifically make it addition?
I do not know.
That was what
That was what
I was trying to get at
was
before.
trying to get at before.
Do you remember
Do
what
you-
I had said?
Do you remember what I
Had said.
had said?
What was the last thing you
What was the
remember
last
hearing
thing
me
you
say?
remember me saying?
2 negatives makes a
Yeah, you
point.
bring it in, and then
Meaning
when
same
you
sign
come in, take it out your binder and say,
Can be the opposite. Like 2 different signs, meaning a negative and addition can be however, how you organize it.
You mean, okay,
Like,
negative and a positive, whichever order of operation you're doing? Or order it comes from left to right?
left to right. Like, for example, -4 plus 3 is -1. But if it was 3, -4 would be -1.
What if it was
What if
4
it
minus
was 4
-2?
minus -2?
Well, that would be 6.
Why?
Why?
You're making this addition
Why?
Why?
because two negative next to each other makes addition.
Why?
Why?
Because that's how math is, and I
But
don't.
why?
But why?
I don't know the answer.
Okay, I will
Okay,
go
I
over it
will
again.
go over it again.
I just
I think you're looking to
I
follow a
think you're
rule
looking to follow a rule
instead of understanding
instead
the
of
concept.
understanding the
okay.
concept. Why?
But I just learned the reason why two negatives makes addition.
Okay, what reason is
Okay,
that?
what reason is that?
That was like few weeks or a month or two ago.
Okay, what's the
Okay,
reason?
what's the reason?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll go over it.
I'll go over it
At least the conceptual side.
at least the conceptual side. Do you know what conceptual means?
Sure.
The concept, like why something is the way it is. It's the basic part, concept.
Okay,
Okay.
let's say you have
Let's say
4 cards,
you have
which you do.
4 cards, which you do.
Okay, that's what
Okay,
this number represents.
That's what this number represents.
And then Nick comes along
And then Nick comes along
and
and
he looks here
he looks here
and says,
and says,
I need to subtract
I
some
need
cards
a
from Augie.
subtraction cards from Augie.
And then I look
And then I look
over here
over here
and it says,
and it says,
take away,
take away
2.
not 2,
not 2,
take away
take away
2 owed
2
cards.
owed cards.
So like,
So like,
if you were to owe me
if
2
you
cards,
were to owe me 2 cards,
I would now
I
just
would
clear
now just clear that.
that. Like you wouldn't owe me those
Like
2
you
anymore.
wouldn't owe me those anymore.
So would you gain
So
from
would you
that
gain from that
or
Yeah.
lose?
or
Gain.
lose?
And that's why it's plus,
And that's why it's plus,
because
because
removing a negative
removing a negative
or removing what you
or
owe
removing what you owe
Or to give, donate.
is
that's
that's subtract.
hold on.
Hold on.
Tell me what you
Tell
heard
me
and what you
what you
understood.
heard and what you understood.
I'm saying give because for another word for deposit or something.
Give like for
so
deposit,
like me
for
giving
me
to you,
giving
or
it
you
to
giving to
you,
me?
or you
To you.
giving to me.
Why?
Why?
Just another word of saying.
But if you
Oh.
deposit,
But if you deposit,
well, I guess depositing means
Well,
putting
I
the money
guess
away. Like this would be a deposit.
deposit is putting the money away.
We're
This would be
talking
a
about owing money.
deposit. We're talking about owing cards.
I don't know.
If you owe me 2,
If you owe me to,
Transfer to.
and then I say, you don't owe me anymore.
and then I say, You don't owe me anymore.
I just keep those 2 cards.
You keep the
You
2 cards.
keep the 2 cards.
So do you get
So
2
do you
more
get
cards?
2 more?
Or do I just take 2
Or
away?
do I just take
No, I
2 away?
keep my 2 cards that you did want. That you said you don't really want them anymore.
Yeah, and you
Yeah.
actually
And you
have
actually have
these other cards.
these other cards.
So 6 cards.
So 6 cards.
Okay.
I just said cards. I did
I
not
just
say
said
the type
cards.
of
I
cards.
didn't say what type of cards.
I mean, you requested a weird kind of card, so.
Not very weird.
Not very weird.
Everyone has them.
Okay.
But yeah, you have 4.
But yeah, you have 4.
You owe me
You
2.
owe me 2.
But then I decide
But then I decide
you don't
you don't
owe me 2.
owe me 2.
If 2 negatives come across, they cross each other out.
Why?
Why?
Because you don't have to owe that person a amount of cards anymore.
Yeah. Do you see the words that
Yeah,
you're using
do you
too?
see the words you are using to?
Don't
Don't
and owe.
and oh.
If you don't owe,
If you don't owe,
then who wins
then who wins
in that scenario?
in that scenario? Who wins in that scenario? In that
And that means that you got
and
more.
that means
That's
you
by
got
addition.
more by addition.
I'll wait till I can see her. Bye. Have a good one. That was
That was
Interesting.
yeah, I was gonna say the same.
interesting. I was gonna say the same.
Well, first, let me get rid of this little ugly addition. No one wants it at the moment. Plus. I have no clue we saw, but it's gone. It's gone.
Oh, I'll grab that too. That's fine.
10H plus 70.
Why?
Why?
Because I found out my answer.
That's the same thing you wrote
That's the
here,
same
and I
thing
marked it
you
incorrect.
wrote here, and I marked it incorrect.
Okay, well, these are correct, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pluses. Could you get rid of this?
Why?
Why?
I need space.
Have paper.
Then just right here, Augie. Rewrite it. You might get it. Okay. Your pencil lead. Your lead.
Don't you have the other pencil?
Don't you have the other pencil?
Oh,
Yeah, but
here.
I'm just a little silly.
Hang in there. You got this.
What are you talking about? I have no clue what you're talking about.
Don't look at me. Like,
I need help.
I don't know.
What do you mean he's doing it?
Keep in mind the signs of what
Keep
you're
in
multiplying.
mind the signs of what you are multiplying.
But that's all I will say.
But that's all I will say.
Done. Because I know the 10 can go with an H. That's all I know. Why?
Check
not?
every single sign.
Check every single sign.
Not. You're gonna guess every possibility
You're gonna
because there are
guess
4
every
possibilities for this.
possibility because there's 4 possibilities for this. Augie, stop. Just, if you can't do this now, go on.
That's the last question that I want to do.
Okay. You will get it. You gotta check every part. Hey, look at me. Look. Check every part. Big breath. Okay.
Okay. Check every sign before.
Check every sign before.
I'm not saying it's correct or incorrect.
I'm not saying it's correct or incorrect.
This is negative.
Why?
Why?
Because 2 positives makes negative.
Okay.
Okay,
Two
two
positives.
positives makes negative.
Never mind.
It
Okay.
doesn't. Yeah.
Okay.
The rule doesn't go backwards.
I didn't know. Wait. Oh. Negative 70s.
Yes.
Yes.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, I gotta put it here. What are you laughing for? What are you laughing for?
I'm laughing because it's so simple and you have been working so hard.
Then how about you do it?
No. I'm laughing because how do I say this?
You like me?
No, it's like forgetting to put your socks on before putting on your shoes. You know you have to do it, you just forgot. So you have to write it in there. Yes. So simple. More simple than figuring out the problem.
A lot more direct than the mean pages.
A lot more direct than the mean pages. Do you remember the mean pages and greatest common factor?
Oh, it was so boring, stinky.
Boring.
Stinky?
Stinky.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was boring.
What do you mean by boring?
It was so boring.
You mean hard?
Yeah, boring.
I think that was rather exciting when you learned it. Go on.
Nice chit chat. Negative and positive and negative. Negative 3xy.
I'm going to take that away soon.
I'm going to take that away soon.
So remember how multiplication and
how
division
multiplication and division
work for positive
work
and negative
for
numbers.
positive and negative numbers.
But what if I don't remember?
That's what practicing is for. Same sign, positive. Different sign, negative.
You know that. You just need to remember. You need to review.
Well, let me read.
Or read it over a few times and it's going in the shredder. No, I'm kidding. Kidding.
Read it over where it's going in the shredder. Kidding.
I was joking.
I was joking.
What's negative 2 times? What is negative 2? Negative 2. Negative 4 minus 2.
Minus negative 2?
Minus negative 2?
That's what that is saying.
That's what that is saying.
Is it negative 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, no, that's a division symbol. The
That's
dots
a division symbol.
tiny.
The dots are tiny.
But it's actually still negative 2.
But it's
so.
still negative 2.
Or negative 4,
Or negative 4
excuse me, divided by negative 2.
divided
Oh,
by
so it's
negative 2.
I thought it was a subtraction
I
sign.
thought it was a subtraction sign.
Just to let you know,
Just to let you know,
all of the signs are
all
correct
the
on
signs
here
are
anyway.
correct on here anyway.
So I don't know if that's gonna
I
help.
don't know if that's going to help you.
But you can read it over if you
But
like.
you can read it over if you like.
So negative 12 xy?
It's negative
It's
something.
negative
Or is
something.
it negative 13 xy plus xy?
It's negative
It's
13
negative 13
of these.
of these.
What are those?
What are those?
x2.
That says x2.
Exponent.
That says x2.
Exponents are only
Exponents are only
when you repeat
when
multiplication.
you repeat
Oh,
multiplication.
negative xy?
It's yes, so it's negative.
Yes, so it's negative.
But this one is not negative.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
So it is positive.
Is this positive or
Is
negative?
No.
this
negative 10.
positive or
Negative
is it
Negative 10.
Negative 10.
Negative 13.
Yes.
Yes.
Go. Have a good one.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I wonder who left you.
His name is Will.
His name is Will.
What?
His name is Will. Or, you know what?
Him?
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, well, I wasn't.
Oh, you weren't even looking?
You
No.
weren't even looking?
My bad. No, sorry.
My
I thought you
bad.
were.
No,
I shouldn't have
sorry.
assumed.
I shouldn't have assumed.
You should have asked,
I
but
should have asked.
You're right.
You're
Not-
right.
not the other two.
Bye.
Good night. That's it.
Check one more time.
Check one more
remember I said all the signs are
all
good.
the signs are good.
So there's just something
So
else going on
just
that you have to
something
fix.
else going on that you have to fix.
Okay, what do exponents mean?
Okay, what do exponents mean?
Oh wait, no, that's nothing. Because 1 times 1 is 1. So xy times xy is xy. Not since
No, xy times
no,
xy.
xy times xy is
X squared, y squared.
x squared, y squared.
Because you have,
4?
Because you have
2?
yes, because you have
because
repeated
you have
multiplication.
repeated multiplication.
If you have
This
this going on.
going on.
Okay.
But this was not
this was
repeated
not
multiplication.
Repeated multiplication.
The xy's never multiplied here.
XY's never multiplied here.
You really only subtracted.
You really only subtracted.
So 13.
This part is fine.
This
So it's
part
negative
is
13.
fine.
No, that part is
No,
fine.
that part
So
is
then
fine.
just get rid of this.
What do you mean get rid of it?
What do
Just
you
erase
mean?
it.
Get rid of it.
Erase it.
And then what?
And then what?
That's it.
It's not 0.
It's not 0.
Then do I add this to this?
Why?
Because
Why?
it's not marked.
If this, I mean, this
Augie.
is not.
Augie, I'm sorry. I got all punchy. This is not.
This can't be combined.
This can't be
Okay.
combined.
Okay. Can you add XY?
Well, this part, you
Well,
could if this
this
part was
part-
correct.
If this part was correct,
Then you could,
then you could.
if this part was correct, then
If
you
this
could
part
combine it here.
was correct, you could combine it here.
But there's something that we gotta
there's
fix.
something you gotta fix.
Do you remember where it came from?
Do you remember where it came from?
Is the negative x to exponent 2? Because this and this.
Yes.
Yes.
So wait, which
So
variable
wait.
needs an exponent of 2?
Which variable needs an exponent of 2?
And I saw you write it originally
and
and
I saw
erase
you
it.
write it originally
Uh-oh.
and
Why did you add a
erase
negative
it.
sign?
Why did you add a negative sign?
I
You
said
saw
all the
nothing.
signs
How
were
are you
good.
talking about?
I said all the signs were good,
Right?
right?
Do you know why this is
Do you know
positive?
why this is positive?
Because 2 negatives is a positive. Well,
For
okay.
multiplication.
For
I
multiplication.
have to point it
Multiplication
out.
and division.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Got it.
It's cake.
It's cake.
I hate cake.
It is 8:05, so I'm gonna give you a few minutes back.
A few minutes back.
Come on, they did the first one.
Come on.
They did most of it for you.
They did most of it
Actually,
for you.
all of it.
Actually, all of it.
1 goes here. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. 8.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't even know how many layers you're gonna need.
How do you know how many layers you're gonna need?
I don't.
He's hungry.
I like cake.
You don't
I
like
thought
cake.
you hated cake.
Right.
I hate math cakes.
To be fair, any cake
To be
requires
fair,
math to
any
bake.
cake requires math to make. Okay, come on.
I'm actually trying.
Okay.
Okay, then go on.
Seven doesn't fit into 49. Careful.
7 does not fit into
Into 48. Sorry.
8.
Because 5
And then
is
6.
30.
Maybe you are
Five.
thinking of. Oh.
5 sets of 6, base of 6, 5 is 30. Adding 2, meaning 2 to 5, meaning 18, means 7.
2 groups of 6
Two
are
groups
18.
of
6
6 are
times
18.
7 is 48.
No.
No.
6 times 5 is 30, like
6
you said.
times 5 is 30, like you said.
And you said to add
And you said to add
18.
18.
Right, that's not 2 groups of 6 though.
That's not 2 groups of 6, though.
I don't know what I was ranting about, but I think it was 8.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah. 1, 4, 5, 12.
Now check this
Now
against
check this against
these numbers.
these numbers.
Why?
Do you know
Do you know
at the very least that it's
at
not
the
correct?
very least that it's not correct?
Why?
I'm glad you're asking why.
I'm glad you're asking
There you
why.
go.
There you go.
There you go.
So then,
That's unsolvable. So 1 doesn't exist, 4 never existed, 5 never existed.
what else never existed?
What else never existed?
3.
No, 3 is
No, 3 is
correct now.
correct
8?
now.
No, we fixed that as
No,
well.
we fixed that as well.
10?
Why 10?
Why 10?
I don't know.
Is 10 times 6
Is
not
10
60?
times 6 not 60?
No, it is 60.
Okay, it looks like we listed
it
every
looks
number
like we
here
listed
except
every number here except
one
One.
of them.
of them.
What?
Well, what numbers did we go
Well,
over?
what numbers did we go over?
4 and 5
Where?
Where?
after dividing. I'm confused.
I mentioned this number
I mentioned this number
times 10.
times 10.
You also asked if
You
these two were good.
also asked if these two were good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't want this pencil anymore.
All right, fine. I don't know.
You're gonna die. 2, 4, 5.
I love that you just found it on your
I
first
love
go.
that
That's
you
really
just
cool.
found it on your first go. That's really cool. It's okay, you got it out.
2 cents. M's.
gonna start to get you signed out.
I'm going to start getting you signed out.
No!
Okay.
Okay.
No, I don't think you should. No.
I won't fight against
I
you
won't fight against you
wanting to do math.
wanting to do math.
64.
Oh no, you're skip
Oh
counting.
no, you're skip counting.
What do you mean?
You're skip counting.
You're skip counting.
And that's not gonna be
And
nice.
that's not gonna be nice.
How did I
If the-
skip count?
You're counting by 16s.
You're counting by 16.
Yeah.
What if this was 180?
What if this was 180?
Would you skip count that?
Would you skip count then?
No.
Why not?
Why not?
Because I would do it. I would have to do it. I would have to do it 50 times.
Yeah, too many
yeah,
times.
too
I think 5
many
times is too many
I
times.
think 5 times is too many times.
Because that's
Because
5
that's 5
opportunities to
opportunities
make an
to make an error.
16,
Hmm?
16 times 16 is 1. I mean, divided by 1.
error. You mean divided by
16.
16?
You mean divided by 16?
16 divided by 16 is 1.
Okay.
Okay.
Are the other ones divisible by
Are
16?
the other ones divisible by 16?
Yes.
Okay.
So this is 1. This is 3. And that's a drone.
No, 2 choppers.
Yuck. And then
Yuck.
X is 5.
Yuck.
Hold on.
Hold on.
I think I'm
They
done.
are not drones.
You saw this and you were
You
like,
saw this
"No
and you were
thanks."
like, no thanks.
I don't know what
It's-
you're talking
guess what?
about.
Guess what?
If I were a student,
If I were a student,
if I saw all
if
even
I
numbers,
saw all even numbers,
I would just
I
pick
would just pick
2
2
and call it a day.
and call it a day.
Why?
It's not 18.
It's not 18.
Why not? It fits in here. It fits in here.
Okay, fine. I'm
Okay,
wrong.
fine, I'm wrong.
I actually checked wrong.
I actually checked the wrong page.
They all look the same.
They all look the same. Okay.
18 plus 36 is. What is 36 again? 44.
Launching points,
No, that does not help.
doubling.
It does not help. Stop.
You could add 10
You
first.
can add 10 first.
Or excuse me, you could add 20
You could
first.
add 20
Wait,
first.
44. 54. Oh.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Eyes on
Yeah.
me. I'm done.
Well, it looks
Well,
like you've saved the fun ones for tomorrow.
You save the fun ones for tomorrow or next time,
Or yes, next time.
Thursday.
Wait, give me a second.
It could be tomorrow.
It's
In
36.
class. It's 36.
It's 36.
How do you know?
How do you know?
It's 36.
How do you know?
How do you know?
I'm big brain. Of course. And then this is 3 because 76, 72, 108. You just count by 36.
I can't argue
I
that.
can't argue
Because that just means you
that.
understand the
You
concept and are
just
able to do it quickly.
means you understand the concept and you are able to do it quick.
14. Meow, meow. Where did my brain go?
you could just do 2. Come
You
on.
could just do 2. Come on.
Save yourself the trouble.
Save yourself the trouble.
Wait. 46 is
I got it.
You get a shush now.
Sorry.
I'm sorry, I don't got it. I need your
Punchy. Nope.
help. I would like your help.
It's not 14. There you go. I gave you a clue.
How is it not 14?
What are the factors of 14?
7.
1, 7, and
What? 2.
4,
4.
14, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have much choice.
So
Choice.
7.
Try it.
Well, give me a second.
Wait, what are we talking about the answer to the problem or
Yes.
this
No,
process?
like this one.
I mean, that is correct, but it's just
That is correct,
cumbersome.
but it's just cumbersome.
But how is it not 14?
I didn't say it's not
I didn't
14.
say it's not 14.
But now you're gonna.
I did. I did. I didn't
How is it not 14?
keep my mouth shut.
Clearly.
You can use 14
You
there.
can
It
use
just
14 there.
it just takes
It
more
just
time than you
takes
need
more time than you need
to divide
to divide
70 by 14,
70
for
by
example.
But then again,
14.
you wouldn't want to get to 7.
The only way I know this number is
Only
from seeing
way
this
I
question over
know
and
this
over again.
numbers from seeing this question over and over again.
4.
For that one?
Yeah.
For that one,
14 times 4 is
10,
not.
12.
Oh, you're changing it. Okay. Well,
okay, you're changing it. Okay, cool.
7, and then this one is, what do you want?
You're gonna see this in your dreams. Dreaming in
Two.
numbers.
2, 5, 6, 14. It is 14.
so it was 14, but
So it was 14.
But starting off with 14
starting
on the
off
side.
with 14 on the side
it just made everything so
just
much more
made
difficult.
everything much more difficult to confirm. Wah, 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 wah.
You're a crybaby. Okay.
Yes, I am.
Wow. I do not care.
Are we done?
No.
Okay, go ahead. Oh, you're finishing. I'm not going to stop you from doing that. either.
12. Thank you.
Good job.
Good.
Do you want to know
job.
how I figured out 6
No.
so fast already? Shush.
Do it everything on everything else.
Shut!
What was it?
Do you want to hear
No.
how I did it?
Do you want to know how I did 60 so quick with 12?
For this one? Or
No.
which question?
The
this
one I
one.
just did.
Okay, how did you do it?
Logic
did you do
points.
That's good.
That's
I
good.
multiplied 12 by 10, and then I got 120. And then if you divide it by that 2, you get 60. So I divided my answer to 5. So therefore it was 5 all along.
There you go. I mean, the mental math
There you go. Mental math
that we
that
went over
we
in section
went
3.
over in section 3.
Super, super helpful.
Super
Goodbye.
helpful.